You are listening to a LKVIP video podcast preview. You will only be seeing a picture. If you would like to watch and listen to the full show, click the link in the description box below. Sign up for less than £1, less than $1. That's 99 pence a month. You get the first 14 days free. Watch this show and many other shows in video form and in its entirety. So go over there. Thank you very much for your support, and I hope you enjoy this preview. Don't really care. And if you're one of these people, you know, this is a controversial opinion. You know, do I care that it's the WWE Women's Championship again? No. Does the belt look ugly? No. Do I care? Not particularly. What's the difference between being the Divas Championship and the Women's Championship? It's just a name. What I care about is how they treat these women. If they start treating them with respect, I notice they're starting to call them superstars. You know, if they start treating them with more respect, if they start giving them depth to the division, as in, it's all right saying there's a difference between having depth in a division because you've got lots of talent compared to having depth in, you know, talent. You know, women, who are over. You know, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Paige. You know, the Bellas, for example. You know, you want to have people that are over. It's all well and good. It's like the tag team division. You know, it's all well and good having lots and lots of teams. You know, people say that's an in-depth division. But in my opinion, when I say the depth, I mean, you know, for instance, Ring of Honor's tag team division. The depth is incredible because you've got the Red Dragon who are over as fuck. You've got Young Bucks. You've got War Machine. You've got the Kingdom. There's so many teams that you could just name the Addiction. You know, there's ACH and Sidedown. There's so many teams that are depth because they're over and they've been booked well and they've been protected. You know, so to me, it doesn't really mean much that they've changed the name. I think, it's cool. It's a good idea, but I'm not going to like lose sleep over it or fucking come over the belt or upload a picture of the belt on my Twitter. Because personally, in the end of the day, they've changed the name. Cool, that's good. You know, good for equality. But how does it affect stories? Does it mean they're going to give more time? If it means we're going to get given more time for the women to develop characters, to get more over and to become stars, I'm all up for that. Honestly, I am. But the match itself was really good. I enjoyed Sasha Banks' entrance. The imbecile Snoop Dogg and a bird sang Sasha Banks' song. That was really epic. And then she got confetti. It was really good. She came out wearing Eddie Guerrero tights. Becky Lynch came out. You know, she came out. It looked like she was going to cry because of the emotion. Charlotte came out wearing part of Ric Flair's WrestleMania 24 robe. That looked fucking amazing. This was one of only 2 matches I watched again. I'm going to watch WrestleMania the next day again because I watched it with my family. We only watched 2 matches. We watched the Charlotte match and we watched the Hell in a Cell match. That's the only match people were interested in. And that's a shoot. That's a shoot. We skipped it. They saw the Rock bit. I got mad at the Rock, and then just before Roman Reigns came out, I wanted to watch Triple H's entrance again, and then I fucked off. So honestly, I only watched 2 matches again, but this was a really good women's match. You know, there was off the top of my head, I can only remember one botched spot, which is when Charlotte had Becky Lynch into a German suplex position, and Sasha Banks went for the sunset flip off the top, but she kind of overshot it. It looked dodgy, but you know, I forgive them for that because it was a really good match. I enjoyed the moonsault off the top from Charlotte. Maybe a bit more psychology from these women. Just a little nitpick there. I would love a bit of, you know, Charlotte's working the leg. Have these women pop, have them wobble. You know, Becky Lynch works the arm. Sasha Banks works the back. Perfect stories to be told. Dissect the body part. This has gone from professional wrestling. There's no psychology, especially if all 3 of these people have finishers that work a body part. What's wrong with, hey, look, her arm, work the arm, work both women's arm. Charlotte, leg, work the leg of Sasha Banks, work the leg of Becky Lynch. Banks, the neck and back, work your back. Okay, none of these women now these days, when they come up with their moveset, Charlotte's moveset, you know, Ric Flair used to the chop block, used to work the leg. Charlotte did none of that. You know, she's doing moonsault. She's doing even her signature move, the natural selection, doesn't work the leg. You know, Sasha Banks, to her credit, she hits the backstab. You know, but then again, she does the knees in the corner to the gut, the jumping knees to the corner in the gut. You know, she does slaps, she does suicide dives. You know, she doesn't do stuff that works the back. That's just my opinion. And Becky Lynch is exactly the same, in the same boat. Because then there's more when you imply a submission, like holy shit, they could tap out, their body parts just limp, it's been battered all match, you know, they can tap. To me, it's just a lost art, and I'm just a big psychology guy. I'm a big guy. I'm not saying I don't care about professional. I'm saying I'd rather a match that has a really good formula and is very good in-ring psychology wise than just a spot fest, because these women went out there, they kind of did that. But I'm not saying it was a spot fest per se. I'm just saying I would have loved, and I'd have given it rave reviews if these women imply just an ounce of in-ring psychology in their work. And that's not a knock on these 3 women. They're 3 great professional wrestlers. I'm saying it as a whole of professional wrestling. the psychology is just gone. And the Evolve shows, they're technical sound, but sometimes the psychology is gone. For instance, Matt Riddle, Timothy Thatcher for hours. I know this is WrestleMania, you might not know him, but there's Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher were fighting for the Evolve Championship Evolve 58. And, Thatcher was working the ankle, and Riddle just didn't sell it. And, he's greener than goose shit, but in the end of the day, I want psychology in my wrestling. I know not a lot of people care, or not a lot of people want it. They want to be entertained, they want to be excited, they want to have move, spot. I just want a damn good story being told. Okay, I'm just being honest. I just want a damn good story to be told. This was a good match. I'm going to be honest. It was a really, really, really good match. And again, please do not think I'm criticizing and being a negative Nelly. I'm really not. I'm just saying as a whole to professional wrestling, let's have some psychology back in our matches. But Charlotte does get the win. Flair using the Healy tactics of Flair, keeping back Sasha Banks. And then at the end, Sasha Banks was there like that. And Becky Lynch was nearly crying. That told a good story. Those mannerisms were perfect. They made WrestleMania look important, and also at the same time